All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over, man. I'm pretty sure by now, a lot of you, especially if you know who he is, have heard about Pras. I'm not going to say his whole name because I don't want to butcher it. I don't know if it's Michael or Michelle. I don't know. But Pras from the Fugees was just sentenced to 14 years. And I was like, I don't know all the details of what the hell he's in jail for. I forgot I forgot exactly the year, but it was like a few, I can't remember. It was a few years ago uh that I saw Lauren Hill, and she ended up bringing out Wyclef and Pras. So I got this video here that's from 2 years ago. It says former Fugees member Pras on trial for alleged multi-million dollar politics conspiracy. Like I said, I don't know all the details, so I'm gonna check this out and then try to update myself on what happened with you know, the fact that he got the 14 years. All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
One of the founders of the hip-hop group Fugees is facing a multi-million dollar fraud and conspiracy charge, or several charges. The Grammy Award winner, Pras Michel, is accused of using stolen cash to make illegal political contributions. In 2019, a 2019 indictment accused Michel of helping a Malaysian financier embezzle money from a state-owned investment fund. He allegedly tried to persuade U.S. officials to abandon an investigation into that financier's business dealings. Michel has denied all wrongdoing. So for more on this, I want to bring in Randy Kessler. He's a lawyer who...
Damn, I'm just saying this from 2 years ago, and now, oh my goodness, man. It just blows my mind as far as how, like, these people, because I would assume that he's rich. I mean, the Fugees, when they were on the scene, I mean, they were winning awards and all that stuff. So, you would think that I don't know why people get caught up in stuff like this, man. Break it down for me.
He's represented several celebrities and a trial law professor at Emory University. He's also a founding partner at K&S Family Law Firm. Thanks for joining us. So I remember reading about this years ago, and I guess I just thought that it had somehow resolved itself, but it was quite sort of complicated. So can you just explain to us what the government is alleging happened?
All right.
Well, quite complicated is sort of an understatement. This could be a whole course in law school. It could be a whole, documentary and a whole TV show, and it probably will be. But generally, the government is trying to say, foreign governments, stay away from us, keep out of our business. And they're saying that he was somehow involved on two fronts. One, funneling money to the Obama administration by paying for donors to come to events and then reimbursing them with foreign money. And then later trying to pressure the next administration, the Trump administration, into releasing a dissident or getting him back to China, and maybe not even helping with the prosecution of this guy, Joe Lowe, who everybody knows is behind the scenes, and he's a co-defendant, but he's just not here. He's in China, so he's not really subject to this jurisdiction right now.
So what is the defense arguing exactly?
I think they pretty much can argue ignorance is ignorance of the law, but ignorance of the law we know is no defense. He was not doing anything intentionally illegal. In his opinion, he was trying to help do what he thought was right. He was trying to influence politics because he...
Just like what he's saying here, it kind of reminds me of like when athletes get caught doing steroids and they say, I mean, I didn't know I was, and it's possible. It's possible. You don't want to get anyone's head, but like sometimes people take stuff not knowing that stuff has stuff in it. Did I say that right? Yeah, but I just, because where is Pras originally from? I know New York, but like, was he, or is that Wyclef? One of them is from Haiti, or both of them. I can't remember. But I'm just saying, man, like, I always talk about this. You go through things in life. You try to make it in life. You try to get up out of the hood. and get out and then inspire. I just don't know how you get caught up in things like this, man. Golly, now 14 years. Like,
wanted certain politicians to be elected or certain things to happen. But certainly it didn't rise to the level of him being an espionage agent of China, is what they're going to say. That's crazy.
damn.
That's just, James Bond kind of stuff. He was just somebody trying to be involved and trying to help his country in the way that he thought was fit. I think that's the best defense, and that's what the defense is going to be.
So the defense is like, hey, his intentions were not anywhere near as sort of scandalous as you're suggesting. He had access to money. Lots of people make campaign contributions. What's wrong with this? What is the prosecution saying?
They're saying he should have known better, and ignorance of the law is no defense. When you're involved with that kind of money and that much stuff, you should consult with lawyers. You should figure out what you're doing. That's what they're going to say. And because you violated these crimes, we're not only going to prosecute you because you're a public figure and because there are other public people involved and celebrities that may be witnesses. We want everyone in the world to know when you try to get involved in American government and you are in concert.
So they're going to make an example out of him. Again, I'll just do my sports reference because, who was that? One of the one dude named Porter, because right now it's that whole investigation with the Chauncey Billups thing with the gambling and all that, and you had that one player who they like literally banned him. He cannot play in the NBA anymore. It's like the NBA took it serious and made it an example, because again, this video is from 2 years ago. So like the lady said, she thought that it had resolved itself. It's like sometimes things go on and you kind of forget about it, And I saw the dude on stage a few years ago. So it's like, damn, they're definitely, with that 14 years, made an example.
With a foreign government like China, don't do it. Be careful. Make sure you know what you're doing before you do this.
Are they suggesting that he was personally trying to benefit from it, or that, financially, or that it was just he was trying to sort of peddle influence?
I think both, right? There's a lot of money involved when $100 million worth of influence. You don't do that for nothing. You don't have no side benefits. There's this big yacht that Joe Low is on. There's all sorts of benefits that he got with this.
So what kind of a precedent would this set for how Michel would be punished?
So, we call it a chilling effect. We want this to have a chilling effect on this kind of conduct. We want people to stop doing this. And this is why you see celebrities, entertainers, athletes often prosecuted, sometimes harsher or more vigorously than the average person, because the public pays attention to cases like this.
Right.
The federal government wants the public to pay attention to this and say, if you know of anybody, anything like this, or it even sounds or smells fishy, stop. Talk to a lawyer. Talk to law enforcement. This may be the case to make the point for them.
All right, Randy Klessler, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Now, what's really sad is that, I don't know how many people have been put in jail, for pretty much around the same thing. But moving forward, it's probably going to be somebody else. In certain situations like this, it's like, we're going to make an example out of you. And guess what? Somebody else going to be trying to be slick and sly, and the same thing is going to happen. They made a great point. Is like, when you see the money that's involved, man, you got to ask questions, because the first thing they going to say is like, so with all these millions involved, you didn't raise an eyebrow, you weren't suspicious of this or that. That's what made it look bad. And again, this is knowing this now. Moving forward to the sentence, I'm gonna try to find a video that I can put to see ultimately what they end up saying versus what he think they're gonna say. So stay tuned. All right, so everybody, the videos I've seen, people are just pretty much talking about what he went to jail for, not giving too much detail. But I found this article here, And that boy, hey, it says Justice Department prosecutor said federal sentencing guidelines recommended a life sentence for Pras, whom they said betrayed his country for money and lied unapologetically and unrelentingly to carrying out his schemes. They were saying it was on the upwards of $100 million. Yo, the fact that when you see he got 14 years and they recommended life, ooh wee, man. They said defense attorney, the defense attorney said that the 14-year sentence is completely disproportionate to the offense, and said they had recommended a 3-year prison sentence. He was going to jail regardless, and then they recommended 3. They were talking about life, and then they came back and they I guess they said 14, and that's what they said he's going to appeal it. But man, it's so hard to when you just see this type of stuff, man, and for anybody trying to get it or getting involved with this, they said Pras obtained over 120 million from Malaysian billionaire. Yeah, GG's. I had to cover this because, again, growing up listening to the Fugees, I was just like, wait, what the hell? But again, appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. I just hold on. Let me look at some of the comments on the video I was watching. This video I watched again from 2 years ago. One of the comments says from 2 years ago, they're going to make an example out of this guy. Extremely interesting and informative. Let me see. Someone said he should have pled guilty. Someone said now we're never going to get a Fugees reunion. My goodness. All right, man. Peace out.